And we're back. Episode 6, Chase Mair Show. We're never stopping. We're never stopping. We're doing interviews. We got guests. This is a crazy episode. We have so much going on. So today we got Austin.
Yeah. Episode 6, baby. Mark of the Beast.
Yeah.
You know?
So, if we were releasing this around Halloween, we could do episode 666. It'd be quirky, it'd be spooky.
Yeah.
Which would be confusing when I eventually do hit episode 666.
Yeah.
Because I've never stopped from the show.
Yeah, you say that now.
Yeah, I guess, huh?
These guys are busy one day and then you're fucked.
Pretty much, yeah. It's like there's always that panic sessions. It's like, oh shit, how am I going to get guys to help me shoot? Every single time I shoot. It's like, okay, I got to round up at least 2 or 3 guys.
Yeah, well, I started a podcast about trying to figure out what keeps you going, and then I stopped it. So how ironic is that?
Well, it's never too late to start it again.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
So have you ever been interviewed before? Or?
Once or twice, yeah.
What's been your favorite interview moment?
I don't really know, actually. I don't know. My favorite interview... I guess it hasn't happened that many times for me to really sit and think about what is like the top moments of it, you know?
So there's not like a top 10?
I was on a podcast once that we were supposed to talk about our favorite albums, and you're supposed to come in with an album, and we ended up just talking about my car crash the whole time. So, maybe that was a good one because they ended up going like, "What the fuck was this podcast at the end?"
This has nothing to do with Lauryn Hill. What's going on?
That was literally it. Yeah, actually, I was bringing in Lauryn Hill.
See, I'm like Nardwar. I did my research.
Oh, nice. Okay, all right. So you know the moments then? Shit.
No, that's the only moment I know. I just remember when that podcast came out. I'm like, oh shit, Lauryn Hill. That's cool. That's a cool album.
Yeah, I love that album.
Yeah.
MTV Live Uncut.
Can't go wrong with it.
Yeah.
So, I heard you run a comedy club.
You heard that?
Well, I did do my research.
Through the grapevine?
Yeah, my research guy was on it. My Jamie.
You're Jamie, yeah. I run a comedy club called The Mountain here in Vancouver, 1826 Triumph Street.
So what's that like? What's your day to day?
I really will only go into the shop for the most part when we've got shows going on. But usually I'll wake up around as late as I possibly can, because I go to bed so late. So I'll try to wake up as late as I can. Then usually I'm running off, trying to get a couple errands done before the show, getting some cups, drinks, stuff like that. Then I go set up the chairs. Comics come in, we get them in the green room. People start to file in, get them seated. They get a couple of drinks, and then the show starts. Then I pack it all up, go home, ride my bike home late.
That's pretty extensive.
Yeah. I mean, not really. I work probably 4 or 5 hours, 3 days a week, mostly. And that's like on a good week.
That's a pretty solid gig.
Yeah. But then I'm working like all the time at home. Like almost all the time. Yeah.
That's the thing where it's just like, I guess you're on the metaphorical stage for maybe 3 hours in a day, but you're never stopping working.
No. Owning your own business, you kind of have to always be on the clock, and there's no real, like, maybe once a month I'll turn my phone on to, like, silent mode or airplane mode or whatever, so then people aren't messaging me, but I usually will even have to keep it on during, like a movie or something in case something... I don't know why, but it's almost like I'm expecting, like, a call... that it's like all burning down or something. I don't know. There could be some psychology there, but it's like, it could be.
There's no precedent for it.
No, obviously,
it's never happened before,
and it won't, and it simply won't. So
yeah. Fires have never been a pressing issue.
I've never heard of it being. I've never heard of it being one.
No, never.
Do you want to know something? Do you want to know something actually fucked up? This is like a Chase Beer podcast exclusive, okay?
Okay, yeah.
So 2 days ago, 2 days ago we had a comedy show, and I found out that the premier had bought tickets to come to our comedy show, but then decided that he couldn't come because he just issued a state of emergency, and then it would probably look a little bit fucked up if he came and saw some ha-has right after stating an emergency. And I thought that was awesome.
Well, I mean, like, I don't know. I think it could be on brand though. It could be like a whole thing where it's just like, in this state of emergency, you should go and have a laugh.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
In our darkest time, have a chuckle at the Mon.
Yeah, brightest moments, Yeah. Well, not brighter than Kelowna, but
Well,
this is your first episode that's gonna get you demonetized, baby.
well, I don't know. I mean, like, I had Cooper on like last week, and like we had like a 10-minute bit of ourselves.
Oh, good.
We're a liberated podcast.
Oh, he's close. He's any day. He's a wild card.
It's like
I wouldn't be surprised.
one or 2 days away.
I would not be surprised. The way that guy just he's got that Chris Farley, one of the good ones gone too soon energy. You know what I'm saying?
He just rides the lightning.
Love you, Coop.
So yeah, so like you got your day in, day out, like working the comedy club. You ever meet any interesting people? I figure you'd see a lot of walks of life there.
Yeah. There's a lot of interesting people, a lot of weird people. A lot of bunch of fucking weirdos in comedy. Gotta say that. There's a lot of people. Like, there's nothing weirder to me than the person that. Well, nothing more off-putting to me than the person that says that they want to start comedy or start trying to do stand-up comedy, and they say that for like weeks, and then it turns to months, and it's like, I've known you now for like a year, or maybe even like a year and a half, because you've been doing comedy for a year and a half. It's like you've been saying that you like want to do just go to an open mic, and those people it's very strange because they like to hang, like they like to come and like be like, hey, what's up, guys? And try to buddy with the comics and stuff, and like it's not clicky, but it is kind of clicky because there's some kind of, it's like it's not like a frat, but it's like there's some kind of meritocracy all involved, and like once you're in and like people see you as a stand-up, you're putting in your time. It doesn't really matter how long, so long as it's not like a month or two in or whatever. But like you put in a couple months, and people are gonna be pretty nice and generous and forthcoming with their time. But you got to put in that initial little bit, and it's all about just people seeing you eat shit and keep coming back and having respect for the fact that you're doing that. And,
you got to put in your time.
Yeah, so you'll get some people that will start talking your ear off, and I've had guys where it'll be like, they're like 56, they're like, and they just like, they love just like talking about like, one day I'm gonna be up there, man. I'm gonna be, one day. Oh, I used to do the open mics back in the day. Did you ever go to Yuck Yucks? Did you ever go to Yuck Yucks? Did you ever go to Yuck Yucks? And it's just like, dude, I don't care. Like, and nothing that you're saying right now matters to me. It's like, it's very strange.
They think they're part of the team.
Yeah, and it's also it's strange because like it's like I comedy is one of those things that like there are people that enter another kind of stratosphere. You've got your like Tom Segura's, Bert Kreischer's, like the guys, Joe Rogan's, the guys that like are playing stadiums and stuff like that. But below that, for even like theater people, for the most part, it's not that far of gaps in between things. So you have like connections in where you're talking to people that have been doing it for 20 years and they're playing theaters and they're like well known, they've got big followings, Netflix specials and stuff, and you're like, that's not as far of a gap as the person who's never, like a person who's been doing it for 20 years versus a person who's been doing it 5 years is less of a gap in terms of continuity, or I guess like community, than the person who's never done it and the person in 5 years, if that makes sense.
Oh no, that makes total sense.
Right?
I mean, I think that's just like generally, like I find like most art's like that though.
Right.
When I got involved with the film community, it felt like so distant and kind of out of the way, and then I got involved with them. Like, no, like the gap isn't too far from like getting on a Netflix or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, right. I find it so interesting. So, this is actually something I've been wrestling with lately, and maybe I'm not trying to interview you, but like maybe I can ask you this because I find that our class, because we went to school together, right? For a year there at Cap, and I've just found that our class had something so specific and unique in it in terms of just the hang or the normalcy of people. And maybe this is, I mean, it's a big industry, so like, I'm sure that there's a lot of people all in that are kind of normal, but I went to an industry mixer the other night.
Yeah.
And good fucking God, did I want to blow my brains out there. It was so fucking weird, dude. It was so weird, especially in a strike. It was so weird. The amount of people that came up to me and literally would just do this. It was like, no, hi, how's it going? What's your name? What are you doing? Who do you know here? Anything like that. It would just be, what do you do?
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't know. And then there's no interest. Can I look at, or can I get your social media? Oh, okay. You give them Instagram. They're like, oh, so what's it like running a comedy club? And maybe we could, I literally had someone that went to me and he was like, maybe we could, he was like, I'm a director producer. I'm like, bro, you just got out of fucking school. Like, probably not. Like, that might be like what you want to be, but like, that's probably not what you're doing
like
as
right
profession.
now.
Yeah. Right. And he was like, he's like, so at the end of this conversation, he'd been like grilling me after he looked at Instagram. He couldn't have given two shits before he looked. And after he looked at my Instagram, then he was like, interviewing me, and then at the end he was like, so maybe we could come up with a arrangement that was, mutually beneficial for you and like mutually beneficial for me, and like maybe we could come up with some kind of situation that was like, good for you and good for me. And I was like, motherfucker, do you not think I know how business works? Like, it was like,
it's just like
it's like simple interaction.
It's like you don't have to like tell someone that like a good deal is a good deal most of the time.
It was so bizarre, and just like this like dead shark eyes looking at me. It was just like that. It reminded me why I moved away, because I remember being in our class and then going to some of those types of things like during that year and going, oh, this is like a really kind of unique crop that like I don't know is around all the time. And that's interesting. Like, I wonder, do you have any ideas as to why? Or
I think it might just be like, I guess it's just a like a generational or schooling thing where it's just like you have guys that are trying to like break into the industry, or people that have been around for like a long time, and they're very much like, I'm pure business, very like utilitarian in that sense.
Right.
And it's just like, I don't know, I can't stand people that are just like nothing but business, where it's just like their whole thing is, oh, this is what I do, this is what you do. The whole interaction is just like, it's just a transaction.
I really just don't like phonies.
Yeah, exactly.
I think hot take, but I think phonies kind of suck.
I hate posers.
Posers are losers in my book.
Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe it has something to do with the fact of where we went to school, because I think that it's kind of a calculated move to go to camp. It's not an obvious choice. It's not like the first, result when you look it up. And I also think that it, is not like it's not as crazy of a financial burden as some of the other schools as well.
Yeah, like a VFS or something.
Yeah, VFS or even UBC. It's like it gets really expensive. And so maybe there's something to do with that too, of, people are coming from environments where maybe not as like privileged, I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking.
Yeah,
it's just like, it's like I couldn't stand going to like an Ivy League school just because that air of like,
oh, and you had so many
pretension.
Offers too.
Oh, so let me tell you. It's like we see potential in this guy. This guy's going to start a low-level podcast.
Well, this guy's been saying that he wants to make movies, and there's no little white boys that want to do that. It's really interesting.
I have never met a white guy who wants to make a movie.
No, I don't think so.
I'm actually the first white guy to watch a Tarantino film.
Have you seen the movie I Like Movies?
No, I've been meaning to, because I remember seeing that being advertised. And I felt like, oh, that looks like fun.
Yeah. My buddy Isaiah's in that, and that movie, it's set in like 2007 or something, which is so cool to see set design for 2007 done well. Like, it was like, that's it. I remember that. That's when I was a kid.
I was there.
Give me the VR glasses. I want to go back, But in that movie, like I came out of it, and it fundamentally made me no longer want to associate, like not that I no longer wanted movies to be the thing that people knew about me or would think about me. Like, you know, when like people will ask you like, oh, what's your deal? Or like, give me 3 facts about you or something. And you're like, oh, you know, I'm a guy, I like movies, you know, whatever. It was like after that movie, you get just such a fucking disdain for that. I was like, I'm going to stop writing letterbox reviews like altogether, you know, like I just don't like, it's really interesting. I'm trying to get people that
like aren't just like movies
to watch it to see if that's the same effect or maybe it had nothing to do with that and I was just growing separately.
I think it might just be a combo.
Probably.
I do think like after going to film school, like the magic of it's all gone. And I think like I think my big thing with like film people is that like especially people starting off is like all they think about and all they do is film.
Right.
And that's the thing that like scares me the most about the industry. Like I've worked in the industry before, like I've done it and I think like generally I've had a good experience. I just don't want to be like my entire thing is I'm in film. I'm an industry guy. I watch movies and that's all I do.
Yeah. I guess what I'm trying to say though in that too is it has less to do with people working in and more to do with the person that is like
really into it.
Yeah, a big consumer and they know have you seen this French film and blah 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 and they know like all of that shit like and can drive every conversation back to that. That's what this movie shows. It's like the character, he's living in a world where he thinks he's the main character and he really is out of touch like from the other people around.
Yeah.
Like he lives his life very selfishly in that movie. And it's just interesting. Like I remember being in high school and thinking like those moments where you're like, God, like life is just like a movie. Like this really is like a movie scene right now. And you just like, I don't know. I've just looked back on all that. And I'm just like, God, like, what a strange way to think about life. Like, I don't know if that's super healthy.
I don't think it's healthy at all. I think it's like you're defining like your own life in a way like just through your like consumption, not with what you do or what you think. It's just like,
but I don't think that that's
consume.
Uncommon for people that are in film or are really into movies.
I
like,
think
am I wrong in that? I don't know.
I don't think you're wrong with that. I think like generally it's just like a lot of people, especially like nowadays, it seems it's just like they really do define themselves by like what they consume.
Right.
Like it's
interesting.
What are the like the shows I watch and the people I follow and like the books I pretend to read. Like that's who I am as a person.
Well, that's interesting because you say that, and you know what, I've been showing my titties a lot more lately, and that might have something to do with what I've been consuming. You know.
What have you been consuming?
Yeah, well, you know, I don't know. You could maybe get where I'm going, you know. But now
I lost it. I lost it. Yeah,
you lost it. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just like I think it's the same deal. It's just like people who like define their lives around like movies. The same people are like defining their lives around like I don't know, liking Funko Pops or some shit. You know?
Right. But do you not think that there's maybe a kind of an overlap between those two, though?
Well, I do think there's an overlap, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know too many people that are like, I'm just about the Funko Pop. I haven't seen whatever it is, but I really like this figure. I don't know what it is.
I don't know what the fuck a Star Wars is, but goddamn, I like those light swords. I just love that, like, hairy guy. And I just like I have like all the merchandise, but I'll never watch one of those movies.
They're collecting them like they're cause statues or something. Yeah, fine art, you know. Yeah.
It's just like you go into their house and it's just like they have like a glass case that just like has like a Funko Pop.
I have a theory that the more toys that you buy as a man, the less interested you are in having sexual intercourse. But I could be wrong on that. But I just noticed that there seems to be kind of an overlap of people that buy a lot of toys and then kind of give up, you know?
It's like a filling the void kind of thing.
Oh, definitely.
It's the equivalent of just buying like a bunch of cats.
Right.
You know?
It's kind of the male cat is a toy.
I think so.
Yeah. When I see a lot of toys, it's like, and especially if it's not like even, you know, you're not even going so as like collectibles. It's just like, oh, you're out and like they're out of the box and shit. And they're just like people that will have, you know, it's very strange. I don't understand. Jake at the studio, tattoo artist Jake, he has a lot of toys in his apartment, and I always find it very off-putting when I come in.
Does he
Who are
fuck?
these for? You know, he fucks. You know,
Huh.
He does fuck, but he's kind of an exception, I guess, to the rule. But not, he's not like a guy that's about that life.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
like as people aren't defined by their watching movies, he isn't defined about how much he fucks.
Right,
That
exactly.
doesn't define him.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. Sorry, Jake. I mean, I don't think he's trying to be out here
Yeah.
claiming that his whole thing is about fucking, though. To be fair,
He's not tattooing "I fuck" on his
no, he doesn't have
pecs or
that
anything,
right up above mom and dad on the chest. Yeah, I like to fuck.
Mom, Dad, I like to fuck. They're
Yeah.
not related at all. I just
No. Really unfortunate placing, actually. Really unfortunate placement.
I was just like, I don't know. I was like kind of trashed, and it's just like I needed everybody to know.
Yeah, and I wanted to fuck the tattoo artist that was giving it to me.
They didn't get my signals.
No, they did not. They did not.
And it's just like, I just can't find a woman, no matter how hard I try. It's like, I try and get those tattoos. Most of the time, I just go to a coffee shop and I just stare at women, and they never approach me.
No, it's weird. It's weird. It's almost like your life isn't a movie. And
See, they
you
just don't know I'm the main character.
Yeah, they don't know you're the main character.
See, like, I make fun of everybody for saying they're the main character, but they don't know I'm the main
They
character.
don't know I'm the main character. Yeah.
Like, every main
Yeah.
character has a podcast. That's how it works.
Well, that's what you get a podcast, and then you slowly realize when you're listening to your own voice in editing that you're like, I hate me. Why would anyone want to listen to me? And so then
Yeah.
you're like, I don't want to keep doing this. Or that's what people have told me.
There's a big push and pull. See, I think it's the duality of just being like in art is like half the time it's it's so fucking over, and the other half is, oh no, we're back.
Yeah, it goes through these like really manic waves of like hyper narcissism, thinking like, yes, like people need this. The thing that I have, like this is new or interesting, or I deserve to throw my content into the endless wheel and see if it locks today. And then there's like a crippling realization that it's just like, yeah, that internet's gonna get turned out one day, and like it's all gone.
Yeah.
Like you're just gonna get the power shut off one day, and it's just like, it's useless.
One EMP goes off, and there goes the Chase Mair show,
Yeah, it's just gone forever.
burning the Library of Alexandria.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you think the Egyptians might have had podcasts back in the day, and everyone was just sitting around?
Yeah.
What was the equivalent of a podcast? Just a one-man show out on the street?
So yeah, this week on my podcast we have the Pharaoh.
So, Pharaoh, what are you gonna do with those rising tides?
Yeah. What are your thoughts on building another pyramid? I think we could go for another one.
Yeah, why don't we build more pyramids now?
That's a good question. They're
Let's
pretty fucking cool.
You know what? Jeez, let's just fucking cut this shit, okay? Let's just cut this shit.
Yeah.
Why don't we build more pyramids now?
Well, I didn't want to spoil the ending of the show.
Oh,
but we got a couple bricks and we can start laying them down.
Oh no, we could start today.
I think like the modern equivalent to the pyramids is just like the Bass Pro one, I guess.
Yeah, the Bass Pro. The modern mall really is actually, when you think about it, most pyramids that you see now are just those glass tips at the tops of malls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the West Edmonton Mall is like the biggest like wonder that we have in this country.
What a marvel to the world. Something that will stand the test of time, like all the other monuments.
I shed a single tear when I think about the West Edmonton Mall. Not out of sorrow, but out of joy. This is what humanity's accomplished.
Yeah, Spencer's Gifts. 3 Spencer's Gifts in the mall.
I walk up to a Spencer's Gifts and I just salute humanity's accomplishments.
Why does it feel like they would if it's the largest mall, every mall has to have a Spencer's Gifts. So that's one of the fundamentals of the mall. You need to have a Spencer's Gifts. So I feel like the West Edmonton Mall must have like 3 because it's such a big mall,
Yeah. They got 4, one for each corner.
Yeah. Or maybe they've got just like a Bass Pro style big unit.
They got
Spencer's Gifts.
They got the Spencer's Pyramid.
Yeah, they've got the Spencer's outlet.
It's just shaped like a dildo.
And a big fake pair of squishy boobies, and a shirt that says Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty wild in there.
I think we're gonna take a break. We're gonna break for commercials. Tune in after the commercials for more Austin action. And yeah, Chase Mair Show. Today's episode of the Chase Mair Show is sponsored by me, Chase Mair. Did you know that every 30 seconds, a podcaster starves to death? Now, I don't know about you, but that's a fate I want to avoid. That's why you should subscribe to the show. You should share it with your friends. If you're on YouTube, I don't know, leave a comment. Like the video. I'm so hungry. And we're back with Austin.
Hi.
We just took a little break.
Chase, can we just address the elephant in the room?
Yeah.
Yeah, the door is closed now, okay? There's a continuity error. Go back a couple seconds, and you'll see the door was open before and now it's closed. And I just think we need to cut the ship with the audience and let them in on what's really going on. The door is closed now, okay?
Well, yeah, but it's like later on. It's like we did a commercial break. Like, you know, it's like fine.
Was it just drafty?
It's like light was leaking in probably, you know. Now it's gonna get really warm in here. It'll be fun.
Good.
It's to increase the pressure. You know?
Nice. I want this to be a pressure cooker interview. You can hit me with the hard questions.
So like, how's your day been?
I woke up 5 minutes before I got in an Uber. I paid $20 to be here. Oh, you're welcome.
I'm flattered.
And then I'm here now, and we went instantly into the podcast, and this has been my day.
Well, I didn't realize that you like just woke up.
Literally would have been like a half hour ago. Yeah.
It's like I'm flattered. I'm probably like one of the first people you've seen today.
Yes, you three are. Oh no, actually, in the Uber driver, and then I took a Uber pool. You know, did not flirt with the girl in the Uber pool, but I've always thought, what a nice way, what a fun meet cute that could be.
Yeah.
If there was a cutie in the carpool, and maybe you're like, hey, you're poor, I'm poor. Let's go to White Spot, or
yeah, let's go to McDonald's.
Yeah, I mean that's for
Okay.
a date. Come on now.
Costco food court.
All right. That's a fun date.
I think like Costco's really the ideal, where it's just like the food is cheap and like going to Costco is fun.
Yeah, you got a membership?
I do, yeah.
Interesting.
Only so I could get laid.
Right. Yeah, right. That's a good spot.
It hasn't worked yet.
Well, I think they see the big hot dogs and then they go, I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like, look away from the hot dogs.
Yeah,
just look at the pizza.
Yeah, the pizza. The floppy pizza is probably more like it.
Yeah, like the grease pies.
Just the greasy, sloppy pizzas. More accurate to what's probably going to happen later on.
But yeah, it's always fun whenever I go to Costco. Because like I have like this idea in my head where it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to go to Costco. This is going to be cool. And I'm at Costco and I'm miserable.
Right.
And then I leave and I'm like, can't wait to go back.
Why are you miserable when you're there?
It's just so busy.
It is busy.
I think like it takes like 20 minutes for me to find parking most of the time. And I get in there.
That sounds really hard for you.
Yeah, my life is very difficult. And then, like, I have to go in, I have to show my card. Everything's so crowded.
Can I ask a question? Did this card that you have, is this like a Nepo baby situation? Is this your parents' card that you now have? Or
No.
you pay for a card?
I paid for a Costco.
Can I ask how much you pay for your membership?
Like $60 a year.
$60 and it's worth it?
Like, I get protein powder. I got my gains, That's all I need. Like, Costco has, like, the best deals on, like, protein powder, yeah.
Okay. So they have a good deals. So you make that $60 back.
I would say so, yeah.
Okay. All right. I guess you got a car?
I do have one of those.
Because you're not going to you can't go to Costco without a car.
That's a car establishment.
It is a real car. Car should be part of getting a Costco card. Should be you also need to have a driver's license to prove that you are going to be able to take an enormous amount of supplies with you.
Or at the very least, you can get a Costco car.
Right.
To go with your Costco card. Yeah.
Costco card, and the Costco cart, the big carts that they have there too.
Yeah. It's like I don't know like how many people. I don't know how they have that one Costco downtown. Because like I couldn't imagine like driving there or parking there, really just hanging out at that Costco.
I mean,
'cause
there's
it
a
seems like
really big
nightmare.
parking garage above it and below it, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
It's just like
And all around it because it's right next to Rogers, so there's tons of parking there. But I get what you're saying.
it's like yeah. It's just that there's tons of parking, I guess.
yeah.
I don't know, just like the downtown and driving. Like I realize that everybody
sucks.
does it every day, but the wires don't cross in my head.
No, it doesn't make any sense because it was made by dum-dums.
Yeah.
You know? It's just no rhyme or reason. One-way roads. We don't do that, you know?
I think they could take down a couple of those buildings to make the
Yeah.
roads bigger.
You know who also had that idea?
Ooh.
The Taliban.
And you know what? I'm not going to say we're going to hand it to the Taliban.
Well, America has in the past couple years given them $8 billion, you know?
I mean, that's true. I mean,
just watched a Joe Rogan episode.
another day where America funds terrorists. Like it's not like the CIA
whoop.
is like the
Big
CIA
whoop.
is just like a domestic terrorist organization.
Yeah, well, it was the former head of the CIA that was talking about it, and he was just like, "Yeah, you know, we've given them $8 billion over the past couple of years." He's like, "It was meant to be good," and we're like, "Okay, bro, all right, I'm sure."
I mean,
I'm sure.
yeah, it's like the U.S. like they funded the Taliban to fight communism,
Right,
and then that blew up in their face.
and then they funded ISIS to fight the Taliban, and that kind of blew up in their face.
Yeah, it's like everybody wanted a piece of trying to kill Assad, though.
Right. Well, you know, I think we're very. This is what the podcast really should be about.
Yeah,
Now, you know,
geopolitics.
Yeah, geopolitics going forward.
This will be like Chapo, but like I'm in it.
Yeah, it's you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm the whole Chapo trap house.
Yeah.
And like I have to make this very clear to the audience. I love the CIA. I think they've done nothing wrong. I think they're a great establishment, personally. I think if I want a prosperous career in the United States of America, I'm working for the CIA. Like they got great jobs.
Mhm.
They probably have a great pension deal.
Mm-hmm.
You get to travel.
Mm-hmm. You get to go to some islands.
You get to go to a couple islands and like a bunch of other countries. You can
Get to meet a lot of one percenters.
yeah.
It's a real who's who. And we talk about networking, being the CIA.
You get networking opportunities.
Mhm.
You get career opportunities.
Mhm.
You could probably get stock options. I don't know.
I'm sure.
Health insurance.
Yeah, BlackRock, you know. There's ways of getting retirement plans. You
Yeah.
know? Cool stuff like that. We're going to get killed after this podcast now.
Yeah, the Chase Mair Show, the most controversial podcast on right now. The controversial statement of the CIA is wonderful, actually.
Yeah. Good group of guys.
It's like
It's kind of like a frat there, you know.
little
it's like
bit,
it's just like a bro hang.
yeah, they're just dudes hanging out. Yeah.
The CIA is. I don't know why everybody's always up on their ass. It's just a bunch of guys hanging out.
It's
Just a bunch of
like
guys chilling.
I wonder what the CIA frats are like. They probably got like crazy fucking ragers. Imagine the drugs that the CIA has.
Oh yeah. No, if the CIA had frats, yeah, it would be wild, you know. And cameras everywhere. You
Yeah.
know? Cameras everywhere.
For blackmail.
Yeah, that's kind of what they do.
I love the CIA.
The CIA.
But yeah, like going to a CIA rager would be crazy.
Mhm.
Like you think of like all the drugs they probably have that we just don't know about.
Well, if you take enough acid, you'll think you are at a CIA rager, you know?
All my ragers are CIA ragers.
What does CIA stand for, though?
Cool, interesting associates.
Yeah, that sounds like about
Yeah.
right, yeah.
So like the last time I saw you, we had a rager at our house, and I think the last time I saw you, I literally like puked all over myself.
Yes, you did. Yeah, yes, you did. I remember. I don't know if you'll want to keep this in. I remember you came out, and we were all sitting at the table, and you were like, "Yeah, I don't know, man." And we were like, "What?" And you're like, "Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm done." And we're like, "Bro, what?" You're like, "Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm done." And you just kept saying that over and over. We're like, "I have no fucking clue what you're talking about, man." And then you just went to bed. You're like, "All right."
Yeah, like so. What I think, like how I remember that night is I drank too much. That was very clear from the start.
Yeah, that might have been. I
And
don't know if that was my fault.
I sat in my bed and I was just like, I needed to get my shirt off. I was very warm.
Yes,
so
you
I got
did come out with
no shirt.
Yeah.
So I like struggled to get my shirt off. I'm like on the ground because I think like I gotta go to the bathroom. I don't feel so good.
Yeah.
It was like 20 minutes trying to get up. I
Yeah.
was just like trying to inch my way like to the door into the bathroom. And I stand up and I go to the bathroom for maybe 5 minutes. I'm like, no, nothing's coming out. And then I walk into the kitchen to like talk to you guys. And then like 2 seconds later, I'm like, no, there it is. And I run back in.
Yep.
Good times.
Good times.
That moonshine.
I brought the moonshine.
That moonshine was evil. That was some evil shit, dude.
I don't know why I insist on bringing such a heinous force with me when I come through, but there's very few people that I actually get drunk with. I hope you guys know that it's a real honor. It's like, it's like a big deal, like I don't get drunk very often with even my close friends. It's just something about you fucks. I'm like, let's go, let's make it happen. I don't know.
Letting loose in the degenerate house.
Yeah, maybe it just brings you back to back in the day, hanging out, it's film school, all the parties. I don't know. Nostalgia.
It's
a wonder. Yeah,
I just think that we're just really cool.
Yeah, what was it? Cool, interesting associates. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You guys are the CIA.
It's like, you should be around for when we have the aliens over.
Yeah, I could be down,
I got fucked up with E.T. the other day.
Oh, yeah? Yeah. E.T. What does E.T. stand for?
Extra toes.
Extra toe. Ooh, yeah,
he had 20 toes.
Ooh,
he was a weird fucking guy, man.
Yeah. 20 toes. That's too many toes.
Which everybody focuses on his fingers because they're like long and phallic. But,
do you think that you could be beautiful if you had 20 toes?
I think anybody could be beautiful.
Okay. You're one of those.
I'm a champion of body positivity.
Okay, all right. I think that if you got 20 toes, just walk out in the woods where you belong.
It depends on where the toes are. I think like would they be like all in the front? Or would you have like toes like on the side or on the back or something?
I got toes in the front. I got toes in the back. I got toes on the left. I got toes on the right.
Be
ludicrous, Sorry, that was really dumb.
It'd be really fucked up if you just met a guy who had like he had like on his feet he had like 5 toes at the front, then just like 5 at the back.
Yeah, that would be
double-sided feet.
That would be fucked up.
Like what practical purpose do those back toes serve?
My dad's got webbed toes. He's got little fucking gills in between.
Is he good at swimming?
No, he doesn't even swim anymore. I'm like, Dad, you're wasting so much potential.
Yeah, you have the genes for it.
Yeah, and I wish I got him because I love going in the pool.
Yeah. Something very liberating about being in the water.
Yeah, but I'd never be able to accept myself if I had webbed toes. I'd never be able to be okay with my body.
It's like whenever you start feeling good about yourself, you just look down. And
just get scared of the monster that you are.
Never mind.
Yeah.
I'm a freak.
What's that guy? The creature of the Black Lagoon.
Yeah.
That's basically what you are.
I'm like a lake demon.
Yeah. That's what my Twitter profile is. Lake Demon.
Yeah, we got up to some crazy stuff on that Twitter handle.
Yeah, well, sorry, X. Sorry, X.
Love you, Elon.
X. I love you.
You're making X a great website.
3 things that we love: Taliban, CIA, Elon Musk.
Yeah. This is the first pro-Taliban, CIA, and Elon Musk podcast.
You know what? I don't think so. There's no way. Everyone's got a podcast. There's no way that anything we've said is original today.
Yeah, probably not.
No.
I don't know, like the idea of having a podcast has been it's been exhausted. It's a tired trope.
Mm-hmm.
Why did I start this?
I don't know. You wanted to hear your own voice.
I do like hearing my own voice.
It's a good voice.
As I post something and I look at the numbers for like a day straight, and I'm like, yes, 20 likes.
Ooh, dopamine.
I'm just addicted to the grind.
Yeah, that's what it really is, right? And what else are you gonna do? There's a strike, You're not gonna be working, Don't talk about it, or do. I don't know what you're supposed to do.
I like the strike.
Yeah, well, because you wanted to have what 60K in debt, and then not be able to work like immediately right after getting out of school. That was that was the plan, you know, that was the goal.
It was the whole plan.
Yeah.
And it didn't work out for me. Yeah, like, you know, the strike, I support the strike. I think they should get their bag. It is
Yeah,
fucked up that,
obviously.
like, you know, that it affects me. You know, where it's
Right.
just
Well,
like,
you're the person that's most affected by.
well, I'm
the
the main
strike.
character, yes.
Obviously, yeah.
Where it's just
Yeah.
like my career was just starting off. I was
Yeah.
getting gigs like pretty consistently by the end of it.
Yeah. Do you think that the studios might just say, "Fuck it," and just put robots in right away? Like, you know, what's their alternative?
I don't
right?
think the robots are there yet. You know,
No,
They
it's
might be.
definitely not there. I've messed around with the AI video. It's not good yet. It's not there. You know, it's impressive, but it's not there yet.
Yeah,
I had
It's
a
li-
naked guy running around a pool from a monster. I thought that would be interesting.
Was it interesting?
I mean, he was smooth down there, like a Barbie doll. You know.
I was about to say, do those like AI models? Do they reproduce like dicks? And
Well,
boobs?
interesting that you said that because apparently there's a new model that just came out that they're actually looking at having to regulate because the whole thing is you can take a photo of anyone, put it into the thing, and it will make them naked.
Ah,
But they're saying obviously the fucking downside is that you could put anyone, and you know
yeah.
it could get pretty illegal from there. You know.
Advanced deepfakes.
Yeah, or you know, you could Kevin Spacey it, you know, like you could get it.
I could
you
see
get-
Kevin Spacey naked.
Oh, I was thinking probably what he would use application wise, you know,
He could see himself naked.
that's what Kevin Spacey would do. Yeah, yeah, that's right.
He doesn't Kevin Spacey just doesn't know what a mirror is.
He just has to use AI to be able to look what's going on today.
What does it look like down there?
He got acquitted. You know, he's apparently from the eyes of the UK, he's innocent. You know.
He didn't do anything wrong, apparently.
Yeah. It sounds kind of insane to say out loud. You know.
I
Yeah.
love the Taliban and Kevin Spacey did nothing wrong.
Oh God, those videos! I just hope now that he's a free man. I just hope that we get a sweet Christmas delight from Kevin Spacey again. I miss those Christmas videos. You know,
Maybe he ran out of people to
help him film.
yeah, help him film. I'm
Yeah.
not here to insinuate that he killed anyone because
Yeah.
he didn't.
Oh, absolutely not. How could you kill someone and put out a video the same day saying kill him with kindness? You know that would be wild. You know the guy who's married to the princess of Norway. You know
Yeah.
he obviously he's got a shit life. You know he's got a dog shit fucked up life, and of course you're gonna want to take. You know you're married to a princess of Norway. Of course you're gonna want to. On Christmas
On
with
Christmas Day.
your
With his
family in
family,
the
yeah.
other room, yeah. And then you just so happen to put a production together,
Yeah.
Obviously, that just happens a couple hours earlier,
It just so happened that he killed himself with three self-inflicted bullet wounds to the back of the head.
Yeah, it's real cool.
Yeah.
All of it's chill and it's normal and it's fine, and he's innocent,
Yeah.
really, because the court said said so.
Kevin Spacey can be America's favorite actor again.
Well, he's an American's Beauty, He's
Yeah.
America's Beauty.
It's a pretty good movie.
Don't talk about it. The strike,
Yeah. He was in Seven. That was a pretty good movie.
You can't talk about it,
Well, you can talk about you can talk about it, sure. I don't know. I don't know,
Seven. Don't talk about it.
yeah, don't think it, don't say it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe the woke take is you can talk about it, but there's an asterisk saying yeah, but you can't pay for it.
Right.
You got to go to the library and take it out because that's the only legal way to watch that movie without paying for it.
Mm-hmm.
And I support the law.
Right. Personally, I'm a scab myself, so I want to scab.
I don't like scabs.
Yeah, scabs.
They're uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's
and
a
they're
good
gross.
name to call people doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
Just nobody wants to be a scab.
Nobody wants to be a scab. And scabs are they're icky, they're gross. And I realize they're essential for me healing and stuff.
Yeah.
But, I just I don't like looking at them.
But scabs can be a no-no, you know. If you look at a girl's downstairs and she's got a bunch of scabs all over there, it's like no, you know.
No. Yeah.
No.
It's like I don't know. I don't want to be up in your business or anything.
I think
But
it's
like check that out.
yeah, I think it's proportional. The amount of scabs that you have is probably gonna decrease how much I'm gonna like you as a person.
Damn, you got like a scale on there.
I just think that if you got a bunch of scabs all over, maybe we are interested in other things, you know?
Yeah.
Like you might like crystal meth and I might not.
Yeah, but like what if they can hang?
I mean, if they're a cool, interesting associate,
Yeah.
they can hang.
If they're a chill meth head, that's all I care about.
Famously chill group of people too.
Yeah.
Every time I'm like, someone's like, "Hey, you mind if I just light up a bowl here real quick?" I'm like, "Yeah, no problem. Dust away, my friend. Dust away." You know,
Yeah.
it's fine. Secondhand meth smoke is cool too. Actually, that's why I stopped taking the bus. Got some secondhand meth smoke. Was not a fan. Not down.
Not to my taste.
Yucky.
Maybe it was just shitty meth.
I don't know if there's good meth.
Well, I mean, like
Heisenberg.
yeah, I was gonna say like in the hit show Breaking Bad, I thought the whole point was that like, oh yeah, this Heisenberg guy, he makes bomb ass like fucking meth.
Your audience should watch that show. I don't know if they've seen it or not, but they should watch it.
The underground hit show Breaking Bad.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's like I'm really into like that like TV shit, you know, like I like The Sopranos, I like Breaking Bad.
Well, I felt like after the like I've run through How I Met Your Mother probably literally no less than 30 times already this year, watching it back to start or whatever. And after a little while, I'm like, you can't really claim that you're a movie guy when you just like keep watching How I Met Your Mother over and over and over again while you sleep. You wake up, keep watching, sleep.
That's my personality. Is that I'm a How I Met Your Mother
right?
guy.
What a weird fucking sitcom to be all about. But that was just the one I watched when I was young. So
Yeah, I think like everybody has
Chasing
like
the Dragon.
those like one or two shows where it's just like the nostalgia thing, you know.
Mhm.
So I had that like with fucking Futurama for a long time. I just had that on the background.
Mm-hmm.
And I still won't watch any of the new stuff.
Because they didn't get paid properly, right?
They didn't get paid properly, and quite frankly, I think watching a show on Disney Plus is like scabbing.
Interesting, because I have been running Disney Plus all night long while I sleep for literally months now. Literally months now.
Well,
My bad. I'm not in the union though, and I don't plan to be, so my bad. But my bad though,
the Chase Mair show is pro-Taliban, pro-CIA, and pro-union. Remember?
Well, both of those are all unions too in their own way,
Yeah, it's like they all come together towards a common goal: collective action. You can't claim to be pro-union. You can't claim to be a good socialist if you don't care about the CIA, like the CIA.
Yeah.
If you hate the CIA, sorry, sweetie, you hate unions.
Sorry, sweetie. You hate unions.
You're a bad leftist.
Yeah. If you're against the CIA, you're a bad lefty.
It's a good time to wrap the show up. We got a great interview, a great talk.
Yeah, we got through what does my days usually look like? What does my day look like today?
Yeah,
there we go.
We covered a lot of ground.
A lot of ground. It was a good interview.
We talked about the CIA.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, do you have anything you'd like to promote? Anything you'd like to plug?
Yes, September 2nd. Hopefully this comes out before then. September 2nd, we've got the Triumph Street Market that's happening. And if it comes out after that, then we do shows every Thursday and Saturday and a lot of other times of the week at the Mountain, 1826 Triumph Street. Follow us at the Mountain online.
Thank you for coming on. And
absolutely, thanks for having me.
Another episode of the Chase Mair Show. It's crazy. We're still doing this. One day maybe we'll become profitable. Who knows? I'm going bankrupt next week.
Long time from now.
So everything's just it's all uphill from here. Because if you can only go bankrupt once. So tune in next week. We
Not
got
true. You can do it like 3 or 4 times.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Tune in next week.